Okay, today we're going to do some training on shooting a pistol, and this will be a lot of fun. This is Emily, which I have nicknamed Homily, so she's going to be our student today, Homily. Girls make by far the best students because boys already know everything when it comes to guns, and girls just take instructions and they just learn and get smart, and next thing you know, they outshoot you. So the first thing you want to do when you're teaching a young person, she's 3 or 4?
10 and a half.
Okay, 10 and a half. She's 10 and a half. The first thing you want to do is take a gun like this. This is a toy gun. Now I'm going to go ahead and hold that in your hand. Keep your finger off the trigger. This part, let's go ahead and roll it over so the camera can see it. Always keep that finger like it's frozen, like you dipped it in liquid nitrogen. Don't dip your finger in nitrogen, but as if, okay? Always keep it like that, and always be leery of where that pistol barrel is. That is the muzzle. We're going to call this the muzzle. Now in this case you can see it's a toy gun because it's got a little orange piece, and that's how you want to start with a child. A child that's 10 years old, I don't care how smart your child is, their brain is not developed. I know that because I've been around some 25-year-old young men and young women, their brain still wasn't developed. But 10-year-old, it's definitely still jello in the mold, and we want to work it and make sure it goes the right direction. So the first thing you do with a little kid is you watch that muzzle and teach them that this is going to be, we're going to call this front of the table here, the firing line. Everything forward of that table is fair game. We're shooting at an old shoot house. It's full of a whole lot of nothing. And we're going to shoot some paper plates today. So I want you just pretend, just go ahead and aim at the bottom plate there. They won't be able to see that. Just aim at it, get it good and stable. And yeah, that's a good grip like that, that's fine. Make sure you always keep your hand below this area on a semi-automatic, because that slide comes to the rear, it's going to trim off any meat that's sticking up there. I had a friend one time that did that. He decided he'd hold his gun like this. He thought he was on some kind of a movie. He held his gun like holding his wrist like that, and when the slide came to the rear, he had his thumb a little higher, and it trimmed off some of his meat of his hand. So we don't want to do that. Make sure the kids' hands are clear. Make sure they've got their safety glasses on. Make sure that they have some hearing protection. And she won't be able to hear anything I tell her, but we're going to pretend that she can, because I can get loud. So everything's in place. All I want you to do is just aim at that bottom paper plate right there. Just aim at it and go ahead and put your finger on the trigger and pull the trigger carefully. Nothing's going to happen. Okay, set the gun down. Just set it down, lay it down. Push it a little bit forward on the table. Okay, now I want you to pick the gun up. Watch what she does. Pick the gun up. Now see, watch that trigger finger. That's what we're going to look for. All right, pick it up. Hold it at the ready like you're getting ready to shoot. Get on target. Now on the 1911, we'll be taking the safety down. That's okay. Now go ahead and put your finger in the trigger slot. You're lined up good. And then make your shot. Okay, after you make your shot, go ahead and lay it down. Say, boy, you sure are controlling her. Yes, sir. That's exactly what you want to do. When you're shooting a high-powered pistol with a child, you want to control them. Now, today, the good news is I have built a special round. This is for my wife and for my little granddaughter, Homily. This is a special round. I hope that this will show up on camera. This is a 185 grain bullet built by Berry's. It's one of their precision plated bullets. 185, 4 grains of bullseye with an overall length of 1.26. I've already shot some of these and they are fantastic. Very accurate, very soft shooting. So the next step up for the child, for Homily, is we want her to be able to play with and train with a real gun. So this time I'm going to lay it down there. Go ahead and pick it up. This is a full-size government 5-inch 1911, and everybody says, boy, you can't, women can't shoot those, and little kids can't shoot them. Now I want you to use both hands. Go ahead and use both hands. They can shoot them. You just got to have lighter recoil springs and a lighter load. No problem at all. Use your thumb and go ahead and take the thumb safety down. All right. Go ahead and put your finger into the guard once you get on your target. And if you like the target, pick one. Are you going to shoot the bottom one? This is just going to be dry fire. The gun is empty. Put your little green dot right in the middle and pull the trigger slow. Okay, go ahead and set the gun down. Today, now the best way to do this with kids is you don't want to take this gun. This is a big mistake. I see adults do this. Please don't ever do this with your kid. You don't want to take a Wilson Combat Mag like that and fill it up with 8 fresh rounds and stuff it in the gun and hand it to a child, because they're just as liable as not is to start shooting that, and the recoil takes over, and then it goes pop, 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 and it gets out of control in their hand. So the best way to train them, we're going to go ahead and do this again. I want you to just dry fire. We're playing like that the gun is loaded, and I want you to dry fire, put the safety on. There's a 1911. Hammer's cocked, it's locked. It's like it would be if you're carrying it for a defensive role. We're using it as a target gun today. This is not a defensive gun. This is just target. Her finger's good and straight. All right, go ahead and drop your thumb safety down. There you go. Here, nice click. Green on the target. Make sure it's in the middle. And get rid of all those wiggles out of your system. And then slowly start putting pressure on that trigger. All right, did it stay on there when you made the click? Okay, go ahead and pick it up again. This time cock the hammer. We're going to do some dry fire work. Cock the hammer with your thumb, just the hammer. There you go. Pull hard, there you go. All right, keep your finger in a safe place. Okay. All right, which one are you going to shoot at this time? Go for the middle one? All right, go for the middle one. Put your green in there. I'm going to check the camera and see how much of this we can see. Okay, we see you. I want to go ahead and sweep over. Here's what she's shooting at, practicing at. She's got some little paper plates over here. Paper plates make an excellent target. I like balloons. I like, you know, you don't want to shoot steel targets at first with a kid, because they're liable to get, so if this close, they might get sprayed with metal. We don't want to do that. So we're just shooting some paper plates. So that will work fine. Now we're going to go ahead. She has not shot my gun very much. She shot it a little bit, but she hadn't shot a lot. Go ahead and lay the gun down very carefully, like that. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to go live. Okay, we've got plenty of room. Let me give you what we're going to do now. When you're shooting with a little kid, the best way to do this, she's not a little bitty kid, but she's little enough. We want their shooting experience to be fun, so I'm going to help her with some of the controls. I don't want her manipulating a bunch of controls. That's where confusion comes in. She's not trained for that yet. So what we're going to do is go ahead and lock this slide to the rear on an empty mag. We'll pretend like it's shot dry. I'm going to pull the mag out and load 1 round. That way there's no chance of it firing around, picking up another, and then going bang again. We're going to go ahead and put that 1 round in. Notice I've got the muzzle pointing down. Goes in. We're going to chamber around and put the safety on. This time it's going to make noise. And get these bullets out of the way. Now, before you shoot, tell me what you want to go for, okay? And I'll put you out some bullets. We're gonna shoot several of them. Which one do you think you want to shoot at?
I'll do the middle.
Okay, she's going to go for the middle target, and right now I'm not concerned about anybody seeing if she hits the target. We'll get to that later. Right now I want to study her technique. So go ahead and pick the gun up carefully. Make sure you watch that trigger finger. There you go. Now you can't see it. Tell you what I'm going to do. Hang on just a second. There's a couple of things that you want to do with a kid, and that is make sure that that muzzle's pointed in a safe direction, and make absolutely sure that that trigger finger stays off the bang switch. Kids don't always make that connection, and they think sometimes they have accidental discharge. They say, well, it was just an accident. No, that gun doesn't make accidents. What it does is it's going to do exactly what you tell it to do. So watch the trigger finger, make sure it's good. Go ahead and look at your safety. Is the safety on? Okay, and remember, always keep that muzzle pointed that direction. Okay, it's up to you now. Go ahead and put your other hand up there, get in position to shoot. Pull your safety off and get on that center one and take your time. Okay, now go ahead and lay the gun down. Now by shooting it where she went dry with the gun, that gives me a lot of safe feelings when I come over here, and I want you to see what she did. Look at that. She hit that target. Now it's not dead center perfect, but that's not the goal right now. The goal is to get on paper. And we're shooting at a distance of combat distance. If you were out there in the jungle and a bad guy was coming, this is gonna be the distance. Your rifle runs out and you gotta pull the old 1911 out, you're gonna be at about 7 yards. If you're out on the streets and you're having to deal with a bad guy on the streets around a car or something like that, it's usually 7 yards or less. But it's also a very good target distance for little kids and grown-ups when they're first starting. Nothing wrong with it at all. So now I'm going to coach a little bit, talk a little bit, and help a little bit. Let's see if we can get her shooting some rounds. Get a little bit older, I'll let her do all the loading and all that stuff. Safety is on. There you go. You got a hot gun. One is in the chamber. The mag is empty. Now let's watch her trigger finger and see what she does. Okay, trigger finger's good. Get that other hand there. All right, go ahead and take your safety off. Once you get in position, you can take it off. Which one are you going to shoot?
I'll do the bottom one.
Bottom one, okay. Make sure you're dead center. Put your little green fiber optic dead center. Now you can start doing your trigger work. Watch what she does. Okay, that's a good shot. She hit that paper plate. She's doing perfect. And I will just show you this real quick. This is me grabbing up the old bipod. But now she has fired 2 shots and we have 2 holes. So that's pretty impressive. And somebody might be a little bit ornery and say, well, that's pretty close. Well, yeah, but this is her first time to pick up a 1911 and a full-size combat weapon. How did you do on first time you fired a 1911? Did you hit anything? Were you a pro? I mean, where are we at on this thing? So I think she's doing fantastic. Of course, she does have a professional coach. You know, Grandpa's helping out a little bit. I've shot a few thousand rounds with these bad boys. Yeah, but she's doing good. So now what we got left? Well, the sun is setting. There is another live round there going into the gun. Let that go and safety on immediately. That way the gun is safe. Beauty of a 1911 was either got that thumb safety on, you got a grip safety, and that gun is about as safe as a gun is what you're going to carry. You've got to be able to press the grip safety, the thumb safety, and the trigger. So three things have to happen. What are you going to shoot this time, baby?
Top one.
You're going to shoot the top one, okay. All right, take your thumb safety off or nothing's good's going to happen. There you go. Take your time. Okay, that's good. You did real good. So you hit that almost dead center too. Now, I have not told her this, but one thing about this, the way I've got this gun calibrated right now, some people calibrate these gun sights to where the center of your fiber optic is your aiming point, and I did not do that. I made it where when you line this up in the notch in the rear, your bullet is going to strike right on the tip top of that green. Follow what I'm saying? Instead of superimposing the green dot on it and expecting the bullet hole to hit there, I put it that way because then if you have to shoot a really small target like a ace of hearts and you're wanting to try to cut the heart, you can put the tip of that right on the bottom edge of that heart and then push up into it a little bit and then make your shot. But if you calibrate it where it's dead center on it, then you'd have to put the green dot over the heart. Now you can't see your target. So we're making it real fine custom sights. So we're going to go ahead, let's do some, I'm going to go ahead and show you her last shot. She's making this look too easy. I may have to move her out to 100 yards to make this a little harder. 7 yards may be too close for her, but I think it's a very good place to start. That's just my opinion. And I think it's the best way with kids, give them one shot at a time. Anybody that's done a lot of shooting, if you'll remember your childhood, the best shooters I've ever seen in my life are those that Grandpa took them out with a .22 rifle that was a single shot rifle, put them out in a patch of squirrel somewhere, and gave them about 4 or 5 shells and told them, now you only get 1 shot at each squirrel and you only got 5 bullets. We want you to take a starvation bead and bring home something to eat. And that worked that way, single shot. So that's why we're doing that with this pistol. Is it's for safety's sake, but it also teaches discipline. So the next game we're going to play And we're going to place a 5-card draw. So what I'll do is I'm going to give her some cards. I'm going to shuffle the deck. It's just part of the deck. Like I say, I've shot the pretty cards. All the big face cards are out of this, but it still gives us enough to play the game. So I'll give her 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, go ahead and hold them up, see what you got. You can show your hand. So read them out, show them to the camera. You got a, oh, look what she got. All right, back it up a little bit. Let me see where we're at. Okay, hold it right up here where I can see. She got, oh gosh, look at that. She got 2 6s and 2 4s. Okay, so in 5-card draw, you can take the card you don't want and throw it down, and then you can pick up another card. Okay, so which one? Oh, wait a minute. That's not the one you want to throw down, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, hold it up. She threw down the deuce. That's right. Hold it up where we can see it. Okay, not that one. The one, your good hand now. So to get a full house, all she needs is what? How about one of either one of those?
Yeah.
A 6 or a 4, because you got to have 3 of a kind and 2 of a kind. Okay, so now I'm going to pause the camera for just a second. Okay, my granddaughter has got her a nice start of a full house. As you can see, she's got a pair of 6s and a pair of 4s. So I'm teaching her this game. She's not going to be a big poker player, but we're just doing this for fun. We're actually not anybody a poker player here, but here's what we got. We're going to have her do some shooting and see if she can pick up. She got to get a 6 or a 4. And it's going to be a lot smaller target this time. A lot smaller target. And let's see what we got over here. Let's see. Let's have a look. Zooming in. And let's see if she got any 4s or 6s over there. Hey, guess what? I think you're in good shape. I see a 4 of hearts on the right-hand side, and I see a 6 of clubs on the far left. You only get 1 card that you get to pick. So, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to film you making the shot, and then we'll go over there. Can't cheat the camera. We're going to film you shooting the shot, and then we'll go over there and see what your results are. I tell you what, I'll be nice to you. I'll give you 2 shots, but you got to get the card that you need, okay? Think you can do it?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Now this is Grandpa has to get the gun all set up.
I feel confident.
Okay, she's confident. She has shot a total of maybe 10 shots in her life out of the old slab side 45. She has a pair of 4s and a pair of 6s. She's got to pick up a 6 or a 4. Which one do you think you're going to go for?
The 4 probably.
The 4. Okay, here we go. And there's your gun. It is hot. One is in the chamber. Safety's on. Hammer is back. And you're going to go the 4. The 4 of hearts is off to the right-hand side. Make sure that little green stays right in the middle. Let me see your finger. I'm going to move again. Here we go again. I'm going behind you and around as I'm going to try to film and make sure your hand is good. I want to make sure that little finger, that little bang switch, the finger doesn't get close to it, okay? You almost ready?
Yeah.
Okay, get it up in position and take your thumb safety off. Make sure your green dots are right in the middle of that 4 of hearts. Take your time. Okay, she shot. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Oh, guess what? She got herself, it looks like a full house. She only fired 1 shot. This girl does not waste ammo. Look at that. So I'll collect that for her. We'll put it over there with the rest of them. I tore it a little bit. Nobody cares. And let's see what we got here. There's your card that you shot. She earned it. Look at that. So that's a pretty good hand. All right, make it pretty where we can see it. Put the light kind together. So there's, hang on a second. Let me zoom in on it. This is kind of tricky, these cameras on a stand. But that's okay. Look at that. She has got, hold it still. All right, lay it right there in front of that old 1911 pistol. Look at that. Look at that. Now that's a happy little girl. She did pretty good. She has got 2 6s and 3 4s, and you can see where she hit. It wasn't perfect, but all she had to do was strike the card to be able to collect it. And that's plenty good enough. So thank y'all for watching. I hope that this just little simple safety tips about the glasses and the hearing protection, keeping that finger away from the trigger. Never give a kid, don't give a kid a whole sack full of bullets in their gun. Don't do that, because if they're gonna make a mistake, you want it to be with just one bullet. Maybe it gets away from them a little bit. Maybe they don't hit their target, but we don't want them to have any accidents and get hurt. There's no excuses for that if you got an adult there training. So let's be careful with them. Y'all please tap that like and subscribe, and I've also got that new $2 super thanks. If you hit that, I can keep buying myself some coffee. Thank you to Mark the Marine, Semper Fi. He's sent me enough to, he's taking me to raise now. So thank you very much, Mark. And we'll continue on. I'm gonna let her shoot some more targets here tonight before the sun goes down.
Bye.
Over and out for now.